Bonjour, je suis Jenna Suru et aujourd'hui pour la radio du cinéma, je suis ravie d'accueillir le réalisateur Dylan Trupiano pour son court-métrage RECE. Hello Dylan, how are you?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm okay. I would like to discuss a little bit of a particular point with you. In your short film, there is a little bit of VFX that indeed supports the storyline. Why did you elect that?
Yeah, so the VFX, it was really only some slight work that we added to the film, which was just basically trying to add some snow to the ground. The film was inspired by a lot of winters that I witnessed when I was growing up in Michigan, and a lot of the themes of the film, have to do with kind of a repressed emotions. And so to me, something about, the snow on the ground and kind of an icy exterior kind of felt aligned, I guess, with the themes of the film. And so when we were shooting in Michigan, we shot it in February of last year, and there wasn't any snow on the ground, unfortunately. And so I worked with my VFX supervisor, Keita McQuarrie, who's brilliant, to basically add some snow to the ground, add some falling snow, and some shots, such as when the main character Bailey is in the gymnasium, he sees some snow trickling in from outside. So it was really to just kind of help support the environment of the film, because it just felt so intertwined with the sort of emotionality of it.
What are you hoping for international audiences to take away from this short film?
Well, it's funny. I So much of the film was influenced by international cinema. Um, and that includes people like Claire Denis, Lynn Ramsey, Lucrezia Martel. Those were kind of, I think, the main sort of inspirations. And I was interested in capturing my home, the Midwest of America, sort of with a similar lens that those filmmakers have when, depicting where they live. Which is, there's very much like a traditional, I think, American sort of way of telling a story, but as well as like way that like Americans show their country and like where they grew up. Um, and so I wanted to almost like apply kind of like a foreign lens to the film and give, I think, international viewers a a sort of like, I think I wanted international viewers to feel kind of the personal attachment that I have to the location, but feel as though I'm looking at it through sort of an objective lens, I guess. And so that means like, not telling the story, I guess, and shooting the location in a way that feels too stereotypical.
How much are your producers, Paige, Brady, Talia Ladrake, or Noah Morse, involved with the colder color palette and overall atmosphere of the film?
A lot of the color palette and atmosphere of the film, I think I would credit a lot of that to like the script, as well as like what me and my cinematographer CC Chan developed when working on the film. But one of our producers, Paige Brady, she also grew up in Michigan, and so she understood the visual atmosphere of Michigan in the winter. And so I think she definitely played a role in sort of validating kind of what we were looking to looking to mimic. Um, but the producers, I think, did a lot of other really helpful work um, in putting the film together logistically, as well as like providing sort of an outside perspective of what I was making. Because the film is so personal, I needed producers who could, you know, be detached from it a little bit, but understand what I was also trying to attempt.
What would you like to tell the younger audiences who want to make a film or become filmmakers?
I would tell them to look around you and see what stories are kind of within your reach and within your grasp, as well as who like who is interested in working on films around you too. I mean, a lot of this film was shot in my elementary school, and it's a very personal story for me. And so I knew I wanted to make a film about this subject and about this world. Um, and in order to do that, I needed help from my friends who are also interested in film. And so the best advice I can give is just, you know, rather than trying to, shoot for the stars and make something that you might not be able to completely nail, focus on what you can capture and focus on what you can do rather than stretching yourself too far and being unable to achieve a pie in the sky vision of your film.
One last question before I let you dive into the London life again. What would you like educators, teachers, professors to take away from the short film?
I think I want educators to feel seen through the film, um, and recognize what I'm depicting and feel as though I'm highlighting something that isn't discussed super often within the general public about the roles in which teachers and educators have to take on, that goes beyond teaching. So on one hand, it's just recognition and appreciation. Um, I want teachers to feel appreciated because, especially in the United States, we do not do a good job at appreciating our educators. They're not paid very well. We constantly are defunding our public schools and doing that in favor of privatization. And we're asking teachers and all people in school, secretaries, to take on more than their job, for more than they signed up for. Um, and so I hope they feel as though I recognize that and am uh, giving them a voice, because my dad was a public school teacher growing up. A lot of the film was based on his experiences and the experiences that his coworkers have sort of shared throughout the years to me. Um, and yeah, I want them to feel seen by the film.
Thank you, Dylan. Congratulations again.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.